Okay, guys, we are back. The time has come for Buried Stars. We had a Thursday session to help catch ourselves up in the New Game Plus. Yeah, Kittle she's over there. She's in a mood right now. She's trying to hunt me. It's all good though. Kevin will be home in an hour. Anyone here played Warriors 9 Empire or Orochi 4? Oh, I played Warriors Orochi 4, yeah. It was a good one, for sure. We're very excited for B-Stars. So, to catch you guys up, here's what we are up to in Buried Stars. We got our first ending. In that ending, everyone except for Inha died. Yeah, she only hunts me when my sanity is already low, I think. Yeah, she has an irritated mouth, I can see it. So anyways, it was a lot, right? Hyesung we found dead in the bathroom, killed by somebody. Seil was pushed off the stage by Inha and fell on a spike and got impaled. Ju-young got crushed by rubble in the staff corridor. Hey, I see you, Kittle. Yeah. Gyu-hyuk hung himself. And main character Chan, Do-yoon, also hung himself. So she is really trying to figure it out. No. Better back off. Only Inha was the survivor, and the significant thing about it that we learned was Sung-yun posted on Fader after all the other people were dead. So it's either Inha or it's an outside character. We're also kind of pointing the finger at Inha maybe being in cahoots with Seil, and they're behind some of the stuff that's going on inside the rubble, but there's also this Woosuk person that was in Do-yoon's band who seems like he might be a potential Sung-yun person. So we're trying to figure it out. Inha is sus. She is. Because she was the only survivor in the first ending, which, by the way, that was the normal ending, which I don't see how that's normal at all. Alright. I'm gonna move us over here. So, we are proceeding. We are currently in the middle of a communication, and I'm afraid... So, here's the nice thing about New Game Plus, right? You can see what conversation topics did in previous runs. So, like, for example, this one, it doesn't affect any rapport. So we're not going to pick it. But we don't know that information unless if we choose it during one of the runs. We are saving Hyesung this time. It is a possibility that we can save him. But we have to manage his rapport very, very carefully. To the point where if we do anything that lowers his rapport, I reset because it has to be managed perfectly or else you can't do it. Yeah, E-Tier would like to point out we never saw Inha or Ju-young's bodies at the end. That's true. Although the news reporter did say that Ju-young was confirmed dead, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm I'm slightly afraid of clicking on some of these because I'm not sure if my sanity is going to go down as a result. We hope that there's a Mary Gyu-hyuk ending. I actually really trust Gyu-hyuk now. Yeah, his support conversations are cute. We could try talking to him a little bit, just to start things off. And by the way, if you guys didn't see the very end of the last episode, we are currently right after S. Sungyeon first pops up on Fader. Regarding the unfair acquisition of his, scholarship. How do they know about that? S. Sungyeon doesn't even know what they're talking about. The scholarship is for the students without any financial means. Why would you... Do-yoon, it's true. Do-yoon raised his head and stared at Gyu-hyuk. Gyu-hyuk nodded weakly. I feel like he's our right-hand man, Rosen. I received a scholarship when I was in school. I'm sure another student had to suffer because of me. Huh? But why? It wasn't about the financial issue, as they say on Fader. Did you get good grades? And it's not unfair, right? It was the referral system. I think there were other students that were more talented and desperate. No, I know so.
Say my name.
Kizuman. I deserve to be criticized for accepting the unfair advantage. Do-yoon didn't know what to say. Gyu-hyuk lowered his head and smiled awkwardly. Wonder if I'm putting the benefactor on the spot. I wonder how they know about this. Just how much do they know? Alright, regarding Ju-young working as a barista, even though she has panic attacks. Who do you think S. Sungyeon is? They've thrown bait everywhere. Regardless if they're true or not, all their comments affect us since we're in this situation. Do you think Ju-young will be alright? She's doing better than I thought. No one can remain aloof at a time like this. She had left the group, so there's nothing strange about her working part-time. But why are they talking about coffee and panic attacks at this point? It's quiet during the preliminaries. Yeah, I know. Is it because people didn't recognize her when she worked at the cafe? I'm sure somebody would have recognized her if that was right after Beloved got disbanded. Maybe they were waiting for the right timing. They're acting like they know about us. I can't tell if they're telling the truth or bluffing. Yeah, to show off their knowledge. When in fact, they just guessed or heard it from someone else. That might be true. Do-yoon, have you seen Ju-young drink coffee since she joined the show? Not really. Nor did I. You love the song. The music in this game in general is just really, really, really nice. Okay, about the audience list. Do you think they handed over the entire list? I hope no one's been seriously injured. Looks like most of them were evacuated safely. I was going to invite Beloved members at a certain point of the finals. But not this time? Yeah, it's very tense, you know? I wouldn't want, like, a K-poppy type thing in this setting. Nobody talked about it, so I've been holding it off. But this time, I've thought about it for a long time. It's good you didn't invite them, considering what just happened. Ji-young quietly nodded.
만약에
If I had invited them and put them in danger, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. It would have been like putting them in a difficult position once again. It was a nightmare for us, and once is enough. You okay, Ji-young? Yeah, I'm fine. It didn't happen, so I don't need to think about it too deeply.
분명히
They're openly provoking us. The pose where she's at, like, her side pose, right? Where she's... I like it too. All of their side poses look good, if I'm being honest. They want us to read their posts. By now, everyone knows that we can use Fader in here. It's like we're being swayed by outside public opinion. Ju-young put her hand on her forehead and frowned.
안 되겠어.
Forget what they say out there, especially the comments posted by S. Sungyeon. Everyone knows that. Everyone, huh?
난
To be honest, it's been bugging me a lot. They've been attacking us with their stories and the confusion of the accident.
그래서
That's why they are so controversial and disadvantageous for us.
결국
You tell someone not to falter only when that someone is on the verge of collapsing, right? Think we'll be okay as long as we're aware of it.
그렇지.
Of course we have to be okay. Let them play their game because we won't fall for it. They seem to have like a history together, like of being friends. So I wonder. Can't believe they're attacking her with that.
그래요.
It's true they didn't mess with Inha's past, but
근데
it was different from getting favored or covered by the show.
그래도
They didn't hesitate to exaggerate things or criticize her. But it must have been a different issue, though. Inha was standing on the other side. Ju-young turned back after staring at her for a while.
확실히
As for the rest, there's something that catches your attention. You're a masquerade. I'm beloved. The group got disbanded and the company went bankrupt. I know it must have been hard for you, but it's your fault. Isn't that a cliche? Oh, we got a profile out of that. Yu Hyuk has young Hee Lee's fame behind him. Sung has an issue concerning his school days, which is a minus for him.
아마
But as for Inha, they had nothing to talk about.
맞아요.
She never told me about her past. Oh, that was Do-yoon. It's ridiculous to doubt her for something that wasn't mentioned in the show. Maybe that was the intention, to make people believe that there's something. That's S. Sungyeon's intention.
그때
Sung was so reckless back then. He often forgot his turn and made provocative remarks. And he was often more out of control than a panic attack patient like me.
그게
Joke?
아니야.
Oh, it wasn't. Ooh! Sorry, I thought you were making a sarcastic joke. It works either way. Ji-young looked at Hye-sung from a distance.
그치만
But he came back with renewed passion. The problem is that his recklessness is also coming back.
아무래도
There are always two sides of a coin, you know? People don't really change much. So that's no good. We were rewarded for reaching out. About one of those topics, but we lost sanity for the other.
만약에
If there really was blackmail, I think it means there was a deep-seated grudge.
글쎄요.
When I was in Masquerade, I never received a threatening note like that. Didn't have any fans who were maybe a little too fanatic?
아무래도
I don't think I'm that attractive.
그건
Good point.
그렇지만
Oh! Girl! Ju-young's gaze turned to where Do-yoon was standing.
그치만
But the blackmail is not an important issue right now. She said what she said. It's not like the stage was destroyed by the blackmailer. Plus, it's got nothing to do with what happened to Sungyeon.
맞아요.
Trying to find the connection between that seems far-fetched at the moment.
그래.
Yeah, we can barely manage the current situation. We need to focus on riding out the crisis at hand. There was another thing, actually. Seil. Last stream I was talking about how Seil might have had a connection to the blackmail that was sent to Sungyun. Because I'm pretty sure Inha said that she received the same type of blackmail message, and I mean, we know more or less that he's the stalker, so let's see what he thinks about the faked panic attack. I'm actually curious.
Huh?
Hasn't she been carrying prescribed medication?
그랬어.
I saw it. I even saw her take it.
그렇죠.
So how could she be lying? You guys are so rude. She didn't take it when she had to perform on the stage.
맞아.
She said it was like a jinx. She wanted to go up on stage clear-headed. Seil gently stroked his chin.
아무래도
There isn't any medicine that exists without any side effects.
그랬었는데.
She said the medicine makes her sleepy. Why are they wondering about the truth? They already saw her suffering from panic attacks during the preliminaries. She even sent the medical report to the agency when she left Beloved.
아닌 것 같아.
It's not right to cast suspicion around like that. Sungyun, just who the hell is this person? So, I actually didn't know that. So, she takes prescribed medication. I mean, we should have assumed, but they never, like, outwardly mentioned that in other conversations yet. We have to talk about Inha to him because he knows more than he wants us,
아니죠.
than he wants to let on. It was ridiculous to say that.
알잖아.
Some even sympathized. The other contestants had been exposed to the fullest in terms of their past. Seil stared at Yu-hyuk for a moment.
그치만요.
There's no reason. She was left alone because nothing was controversial about her past. Thought the show tries to characterize even the smallest
그
detail.
말은
Inha herself was an excellent character.
그럼
That's the only reason.
그렇죠.
Of course, isn't she great? Nothing's going to change, even if a user with some weird account pops up and babbles nonsense. Dale nodded while speaking. That's the only time I've seen him smile, I think. I'm not sure everyone wanted to show the present, not the... I'm sure everyone wanted to show the present, not the past.
그치만
But it's up to the production crew to decide what will be highlighted in the show. That was inevitable. Isn't she great? Okay. I'm gonna say, at the risk of us losing all of our, sanity, let's go ahead and continue. Overall, sanity improved. Rapport slightly worsened with a few of them, but majorly went up with Seil and Yu. Interesting. Inha raised her hand.
생각 좀 해봤는데
I've been doing some
저
thinking
S승연
about
있잖아.
Sungyun.
역시 안이랑
I think
관련이 있는 것
Sungyun is
같아.
someone here.
안이라뇨?
Someone in here? Okay, so this is the part where,
여기.
yeah, so, Rosen, in order to save him, my understanding is you have to get all of his titles, and there's one title that you have to get through a conversation that lowers his rapport one stage. I made a save just before doing that conversation in case if it ends up preventing it. So we can always go back and undo that, but we're gonna roll with it, and I think it will be okay. That's the only time all game his rapport has gone down.
조금만 자세히 얘기해봐.
그러니까
So since we did read this part, I believe on Sunday's stream. I'm gonna be kind of skipping around and summarizing, just in case if y'all weren't here for that. Basically, Inha's saying that she thinks S. Sungyeon, the crazy producer impersonator on Fader, could be one of the people stuck in there with them.
넌 오인 아닌 편 좀 적당히 들어.
내 말은 쇼 관련자가
She's initially suspecting that it could be Hyesung, but
큐. 말 되게 쉽게
the
한다.
thing is,
그럴 만도 한가?
each of their watches can only connect to one account.
한도 아니지. 침묵의 한도연 씨는 어찌?
And eventually it leads to them disagreeing and having like a strip search. Okay, wait, the post written by S. Sungyeon, they couldn't have been random guesses. Okay. Which of anonymous users' allegations was not previous public information? Right. The barista. And the unfair advantage, right?
규혁이 형 장학금 얘기야.
Talking about Gyu-hyuk's scholarship. Gyu-hyuk's school life was never covered by the show in any detail. We saw that was the first time on Fader too.
진짜 뭔가 받아 챙긴 건 맞아?
Did you really receive a scholarship?
자세히 말하긴 그렇지만
Can't give you any details, but yes, I did receive a scholarship.
승현이 그걸
How does S.
어떻게
Sungyeon
알아?
know about this?
대학 관계자라거나
Maybe they work at the university.
출연자들 얘기도 했잖아.
S. Sungyeon talked about other contestants too.
맞아요.
Right, it's unlikely that S. Sungyeon works at the university.
영희 누나가 쉬는 동안 바리스타.
Ju Young working as a barista when she wasn't in show business. That was never made public.
그래.
It's interesting that providing the correct answers lowers your rapport with those characters.
알아보는 게 싫어서 가면까지 썼는데. 베스타에서 보여준 적도 없던.
Right, you never mentioned it on B-Stars.
서혜성 너무 멀.
쉬는 동안 무슨 일을 했는지 마음 그치만 정확히 바리스타.
Well, they get really mad at you if you don't make the correct point, though. And like everybody's rapport goes down with you.
S 승현은
S. Sungyeon mentioned things nobody was aware of. Gyu-hyuk's scholarship and Ju Young's barista work.
역시 이상하지.
I told you there was something weird.
할수 있는 건 하나.
But one thing's certain for now.
적어도
S. Sungyeon's claims aren't made up stories.
또 스텝설로 가나요? 스텝이 다
Right, so Seo gets insulted because he's on the staff.
아이고야, 친구라도 좀 만들어 놓고 편을 어쩌냐?
이제 막
And now,
구조돼서
of course,
구독자의
Hyesung is
실력으로
gonna
한국이야.
taunt him because that's how he
타이토로
rolls.
저러고 있겠냐? 생각을 일이라도 하고 살아.
아니면
베스타
어느 정도는 뒷사정을 알 수도 있잖아.
떨어진 다음에 알긴 힘든 정보 같은.
떨어졌는데 저런다고 무슨 득을 보겠어. 자기가 못 올라가면 끌어내리기라도 하려는 게 사람. 그게 아니면 여기 우리들 중에 하나 개인적으로 알았던 걸 터뜨려서 아예 보내려고. 계정이 다르잖아. 다른 계정 굴리는 거지. 부계정.
Right, maybe one of us is using another
서로
account.
확인해 본 적도 없잖아.
You know something else I was thinking about, my fellow Buried Stars detectives? In the first ending, Ju Young's wrists was sticking up out of the rubble where she died, right? There was no watch on her wrist. That could have been... That could have been her arm that doesn't wear the watch. But what if it was?
이날 잠깐 출연자가 부계정을 쓰는 건 불가능해. 왜냐?
Right, it's impossible to move around because... Sponsored watch.
우리가 가진 건
그런데
일침 제대로네. 추리를 하시려면 근거를 확실히 대셔야죠.
Did you look at her thumb? I did not know.
도윤이 말대로야.
Whose thumb?
워치로는 공식 계정밖에 못 굴려.
쇼에서 준 워치. 거기 공식
우리 중에 S 승연이 있는 건 불가능하다는.
기세 등등하시더니 어이가 없네 진짜.
Oh no, I haven't seen Ju Young's thumb. Did you notice something about it?
멀티가 됐으면 내가 진작에 굴렸지.
좋아. 인정해. 근데 다른 기기가 없.
와, 포기를 모르시네. 물러날 줄도 알아야지.
Oh, to tell which hand it was. We could probably go back to the
좋아.
we could probably check our file. It might be in the gallery. We could check it out.
세일. 특별한 거 있나 확인해 봐.
네.
Right. So they strip search Taesung.
혹시나가 역시나지.
알겠으니까 좀 꼬지 마.
그런데 우리 한 사람을 빼먹. 장세일 FD님. 엄연히 여기 계신 분인데 빼놓으면.
So, I mean,
서운하지.
Hyesung is making a really good point here. Why wouldn't we search the guy that is literally carrying a bag?
내가 뭐 가진 게 없는데.
그거야 당신께서 하시는 말씀이시고. 메신저 백. 거기 뭐가 들었는지 아무도
수첩 있다고 맨날 들고 다니는 거.
수첩 하나만 들어가기엔 너무 큰데.
자기 빠져나왔다고.
Also, we never found out any information about why he has a tablet.
인지 까 보면 알겠지.
개인적인 물건이야. 왜 출연자도 아닌 사람을 잡아?
공익을 위해선데 협조 좀 해달라고. 의심병의 아이콘 오이나님도 한 말씀 얹어주시죠.
이나 씨.
그게 아깐 내 생각에 빠져서 좀 오버했어.
See, this also doesn't make sense to me. Why does she suddenly lose her nerve and decide that they don't need to check Seil?
기분 나빴을 거야.
에? 지금 뭐라고?
까보라는 둥. 뭐 딴기기 어쩌고. 말도 안 되는 소리였는데.
But he lied. He would have told them that he had it. You know what I mean?
아 저기 그럼 워낙 드문 장면이라 좀. 아 그래. 우리가 이렇게 마주보고
We're always facing each other when we talk.
페이터의 S 승연이 또.
What if S Sungyeon writes a post on Fader while we were quarreling?
굳이 이 난리를 안 쳐도 외부인으로 끝나는 얘기였잖아.
혜성아, 왜 그래?
Right, as previously announced, the Real Survival Audition Buried Stars will continue. The cameras are all buried, so I'm going to use Fader. The contestant with the fewest votes will be eliminated. The loser will be killed. Only the top contestant will survive. From now on, do your self-promotion to go up in the rank. The judging standard is honesty. Confess your wrongdoings and make an apology to your fans.
미친 소리도 정도껏 해야 개성이지. 이게 진짜.
So, out of the main group, they've all pissed off someone, right? Do-yoon and Ju-young both essentially left their old bands, so the people that were still in the band, like the ex-band members, would have a grudge against them. Hyesung has this person that he bullied in school, or allegedly was involved with. And then Inha, we don't know. Gyu-hyuk, some person that didn't receive a scholarship. That one's kind of loose.
되는 대로 말하니 하는 거야?
I bet you it's something like S. Sungyun is somebody outside, and they are communicating with Seil so that he acts in accordance with what they want to do. So, in the other ending, when they're like, oh, Yesung is in last place and it's killing time, they just messaged Seil and were like, go kill him.
필요가 있고 없고를 떠나서 이건 피디님 이름 달고 자꾸 개소리를 지저대잖아. 이 새끼랑 맞다이 좀 까야겠어. 어떤 건 팩트로 조져야 돼.
야, 뭐 하는 짓이야?
Yeah, okay, so he spills the beans that that Sungyun is dead.
올라가고 있어.
봐, 대답 안 하네. 이거 잠수. 이젠 사칭 따위 못해.
Fully trusted by Inha. That's interesting.
이거 괜찮은 거? 그럼 헛소리 하는 걸 계속 두고 봐? 그치만 생방을 날려야 짜증.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, Lucas, right? None of them really realistically would be able to just murder somebody and be completely clean afterwards. Maybe there's another person hiding in the rubble somewhere?
야, 공식 계정이 얻어.
Oh my god, I'm excited. We're getting close to the part where it's gonna be an all-new path.
야, 어쩔 거야?
뭘 어째? 어차피 알려질 얘기 아니야?
검토해서 공식 발표하는 거랑 공식 계정 맞는 거
그게 저딴 거 잘 대응하. 나 쥐어 터질 땐 쌩까도.
사망자 뉴스 떴어.
공식 계정에도
방송 중단 어쩌고는 뭐야?
아, 등 떠밀려서 쓰니. 너무 성급해. 욕 먹고 뉴스 떠 메시지 관리를 해야지.
몰매 맞으니까 공식도. 혜성아, 너 배우신 분이 그렇게 이해가
되게 속 편해 보인다.
됐고 방송 중단으로 피해 구조되면 어떻게든 이어할 여지가 있.
넌 진짜
베스타 문 닫으면 어차피 다 쫑이야.
이 난장판을 내고
웃고 자빠졌네.
그럼 울어? 공식 계정이 낸 공식 입장이야. 어쨌든 오더바.
그런다고 투표 수가 움직일 것 같. 아까 깝쳤을 때랑 똑같.
와, 진짜 내 편 하나. 세일 씨, 신 PD님 없다고 너무 기고만장인데? 무대 무너졌다고 개념까지 무너지네. 신임
When are you talking about, though,
출연자
Lucas?
인사드려요?
말이 심하잖아.
Like their default portraits?
알면서들 물어보긴. 도윤이 형은 내 상황 이해.
Sung is running amok, demanding the continuation of the show.
살 구멍을 찾으려는
He's the only rapport that goes up when you say that.
모든 것
야, 지금 서해성 손
더 신나서 날뛴다고요.
이런다고 바뀌는 거 없잖아.
단 위기는 뭐다?
네가 무슨
난 베스타 계속 할 거고.
지금 여기 꼴을 봐.
혜성아, 진정하고 얘기를 좀 들어봐.
It's kind of a long story, Riza. It's a visual novel. And basically it's like a Korean American Idol type show with 5 contestants. However, before the finals, the stage that they're all in collapses. The building implodes on itself. And there's the 5 finalists plus 1 member of the staff, that kid with the glasses. And they're trying to figure out what events start unfolding once they all wake up trapped in the rubble together. Oh, I see, Lucas. I see what you're saying.
가까이 오지 마.
A little bit like Danganronpa.
난 계속 한다잖아. 그럼 이 꼴찌가 뭔 바락인가 싶어? 저 S 승연인지 뭔지가 최하 페이턴이 인기 투표니 비장의 무기가 이거 말곤 없어. 아무도 따라오지 마. 혼자 가면 위험해.
I wonder what they want you to do here. This is where we do it, Ja. I don't know.
지금
Oh wow, we are really striking it out with Ju-young.
내버려 두자는 많이 흥분한 것 같으니까.
아까 눈 봤어?
더 나갔으면
You guys would be happy he's by himself so you can kill him.
정말 오래 둘 수는 없어. 여차하면 뛰어가야지. 갈만한 데는 대기실 아니면 화장실이겠지. 흥분을 가라앉혀야 할 텐데.
워치 가진 분들 메신저랑 페이토 서혜성이 뭐라
I like that he leaves and immediately messages him.
혜성이야?
네. 메시지가 왔어요.
양반은 못 되는 놈이네.
뭐라고 그래?
This is the moment of truth, guys. This is where we have to persuade him correctly.
무슨 꿍꿍이로
If everything goes well, we will be able to persuade him to come back to the group.
별 대단하지도 않은 걸로 정신 승리하는 거겠죠.
가 볼 거지?
I'm excited. I'll be right back. Ugh. Okay. I'm in and out, so maybe repeating his song also mentioned her auto-write timer being off. Inhas? Wait, really? Not Fade Twitter. Yeah, that's a good name for it.
네.
Alright, here we go, guys. Let's save Hyesung.
언니는 내가 챙길게. 그나저나 왜 혼자 오래?
메신저로 다 얘기하다.
별일 아닐 거야.
혼자 흥분해서
혼자 오랬지만 같이 갈까? 아까 상태 그대로면 위험할. 괜찮아.
지금은 좀 진정했을지도 몰라. 어떻게든.
혜성이가 제 말은
Try to coax him somehow. I got this. I got this.
시키는 대로 가서 얘기해 볼게요. 상황 걱정.
I was so scared the first time we came here. I'm like, what if he's just dead inside?
혜성아. 참았어. 나야. 말한 대로 왔어.
혼자 왔어?
그래. 네가 시킨 대로.
들어와.
Alright.
형, 내 얘기 듣고 있어? 사퇴하라고.
따로 불러서
이것이 뭐? 공식 계정 구조되고도 지금 투표.
Right. His big plan about dropping out of the competition. No, 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 no.
걔 핑계 대면 걔한테 휘둘리기 싫어서 타임라인 꼴. 그 새끼가 꼴찌를 주기니 많이 했잖아. 누구 하나 사퇴한다고. 형, 선비인 척 그럼
어떤
폭로할 거야. 형, 정말. 이럴 줄 알았어. 형은 뭐 나.
그럼 이렇게 혼자 가버리는 거?
어우, 한수 접으니까 바로
혜성아.
안 돼. 끝장 보고 나가.
싸움이라도
말이 돼? 형 먼저 부른 거. 얼굴 보니까 역시
모기가 어쩌고 하는
Alright. So,
아니거든. 뻥 아냐. 바로 거기까지 이제 블러핑 집.
혜성아.
here we go. First, let's get the keywords. Oh, sanity up. Nice. I don't think there's too many to get from here. Sanity down. It doesn't tell you about these, does it? Like New Game Plus decisions that you made on these? Because that would be really helpful. Okay. So... we have to successfully say all of the things.
나는
알겠어? 참. 뭔데? 어? 왜?
그게
알아. 참.
그건
그렇지.
Um, one of these is a rapport down.
아니었어.
I'm upset, but try to repress your anger.
그럴지도.
Ah!
그리고
So we have to go back.
그래도
그래. 형, 내가 무슨 동네 얼라야? 어르고 달래면 졸졸 따라 나갈 줄 알았어?
그렇게 생각.
눈에 다 써 있거든. 이쪽 눈에 얼라버듯 하는.
I feel like that is where we're supposed to be able to, that's where we're supposed to be able to convince him. Do you think I'm a baby? Did you think you could convince me to go back? Well, you can't. If he likes us enough, he's supposed to be like, oh, okay, let's do it. So hold on, let's load. We'll load the autosave. Crap. Alright. Okay. The other stuff... Alright. So this one we know. Raises his rapport. We need to... Alright. Let's save this on a separate file. Alright. So we have to choose the other option this time. The news came on immediately after, and they made an announcement through the official account. It's like I acted out even before the official announcement was even made.
아니었어.
You didn't have to write it while arguing with S. Sungyeon. Don't they piss you off? I'm gonna flip out.
알잖아.
Frankly, I'm angry too. I was looking for the right timing.
그렇지.
I knew you were a trustworthy person. But you made a bad choice earlier. Don't even listen to me. Sungyeon was insulted by S. Sungyeon even after she died. You're supposed to join me fighting S. Sungyeon.
아 참.
But look, I'm the only one that's getting lashed at. You're just afraid of taking damage for getting entangled with me.
그거야.
That's because the others were surprised because you suddenly wrote about Sungyeon.
그래.
I admit I got carried away a bit, but I was also shocked by what happened to Sungyeon. But I couldn't stand to watch them acting like Sungyeon. I thought they would take a hike if I caught them off guard. Though it didn't seem to work. Interesting. So... We didn't get that baby comment. Maybe we can't afford to let his rapport go down again. Okay. We save again. Oh boy. Here we go again.
뭐? 왜?
I don't know yet. We're seeing how the game mechanics work. We're trying to. I think if his rapport goes down at all from this point, he has this conversation where he's like, "If you thought you could convince me to leave, well, I'm not." And I think once he says that, it's over. So you have to not let him get to that point. What? Why'd I run? Why are you asking me this when you already saw and heard the whole thing?
괜찮아?
It's dangerous by yourself. I know, you don't think I'm scared? But whether I stay there or not, it's still dangerous. Yes. This place is more dangerous. I don't know which one he's gonna like.
아닌 것 같아.
It's more dangerous in here. You could be in big trouble. Okay.
아이고.
Wow, how compassionate of you to worry about me. Don't be sarcastic.
아니지.
I'm not being sarcastic. That's why I called you first. It seems as though you didn't get it when I said it's dangerous for me whether I stay there or not. If I stay there, they'll either take my watch or tie me up by my hands and feet.
아니.
No one would go that far. You're such a fool sometimes. What are you talking about? Never mind.
알겠냐고.
Anyhow, I came here to protect myself. I'm not getting out until we come to a conclusion. Oh boy. So that's another save. Let's save again. God, this better be like some golden ending shit or something, because this is quite difficult. I'm reckless, and I don't even try. That's my character. My current actions perfectly fit the character.
알잖아.
You know why your image has suddenly deteriorated? Because people found out I assaulted someone and got expelled from school. Nobody cares about my reason. Because you didn't tell your side of the story?
혹시
You don't think it's because you didn't give a proper explanation? Kisung suddenly fell silent. Never explained why the incident happened, and
저기 그게
tried in the beginning, but I gave up because everyone ignored me. His eyes glared. I'd been screaming out for someone to hear me out, but no one did. Kisung strained his eyes and panted.
그게
Not even your family? What happened?
아이고.
What family? I don't even talk to my mother anymore. Her son got expelled, got a criminal record, and kept getting insulted, but no. Settling the matter would have required a fortune, so they just gave up. Ever since we'd been living separately, they didn't want anything to do with me, because I have no power, money, or voice. No one wanted to hear me out. I was forsaken after being robbed of my dignity. Yoon couldn't say anything after hearing the edge in Kisung's voice. Kisung turned his head and glanced at Do-yoon. If I get eliminated from the show, I won't have another chance to come back. I have to survive. I'll restore my image somehow. Before I do, I can't be a good person. Okay, that's another save. I know, poor Hyesung. I'm here for you, BB.
아이고.
Look at you, all striving after virtue at a time like this.
아무래도
It's confusing for everyone. You don't have to think ill of
그래.
We might have different thoughts, I respect that. But why are you all up in my business? Is it because I'm the easiest to pick on?
그건
It's because you surprised everyone. They only reacted to your action. Look at you, sharp as always. I did act recklessly out of anger. Right. We didn't lash out at you because you're his son.
생각해봐.
Still, you're only criticizing me when S. Sungyeon is the bad guy. When in fact, you're just busy tending to your image and popularity. You people have no right to criticize me. Don't forget that everyone's in shock. They are not mad, they are just perplexed. Well, if you get perplexed twice, you'd probably stab me in the back. No, I wouldn't. Alright, that's another one. Let's save again. Not too many left. I don't like that. I have to do one that lowers his rapport, and I'm worried about that.
아니지.
Did you read their posts? They're unbelievable. Talking about how the person in last will die. We have an assassin in town. What are they gonna do? Come in and do a sword dance in front of me?
그건
They're just babbling nonsense. Do we look like I give a crap? Hisung smiled wickedly. Beads of sweat on the tip of his nose glittered under the dressing room lights.
아무래도
They were right about a few things.
참
Anyone can guess based on the rumors out there. Maybe. Come on, you're so indecisive. Hisung clicked his tongue. You can't be wasting time on some phony.
그래.
Right, until the rescue team arrives, we should... Hey, that's not the answer either.
그러면
And what is the answer? Is this on the dock? Tux? What are you talking about? This game is on the Switch, yes. And the PS4 and Steam. Anyway, Tux, how's your day going? I am. I'm why we can easily ignore S. Sungyeon. Oh boy. So...
No, that's wrong.
No. It's an inside joke, Riza. It's okay. Tux is just being Tuxish. Dammy, oh my god. There are levels to the information. Yes? What levels? Tell me you're asking because you really don't know. I'm so worried since I have to explain this to you every single time. Look, the tabloid stories gathered by S. Sungyeon, they're all low-level info. Then what's high-level information? Sung took his time.
그렇지.
Information that I have. Real secrets. Okay. We're almost through.
얼씨구.
Your eyes got bigger. What a sight. It's because you're speaking nonsense. Judah! Oh my goodness! Wowee! Thank you so much for gifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gift subs. Yeah, my birthday was last week. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. And by the way, Jive Turkey, Sparks Button, Heaven X Nick, Reavers, and Riza. You guys got some subs. Yeah, that's so nice, Judah. Thank you very much. I hope it's a good busy and not like an overly stressed busy. By the way, the other day, Ifrit mentioned that he saw you, right? So I hope you guys had fun. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope things get better soon. We are enjoying a super awesome visual novel here today, called Buried Stars. and we are trying to save this attractive man on the screen right now, and I'm kind of stressed that it's not going to happen, so we'll see. Yeah, it's a mystery, like, thriller survival visual novel. It's pretty darn good so far. We got one ending, and I immediately was like, no, we must we must see what else happens. As usual, though, as visual novels tend to do, it's all based on your decisions and character relationships and yada 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 yada. Yeah, it's really good. They created a great setting. It has good art direction, fitting music. Like, I'm all about this game. I will shill this game all day, all night. And Pengy likes the hot men. I do, yeah. Yesung and Yu-hyuk are very good looking. This is not a time to reveal those.
아니,
Oh, hey John. I'm making the Hyesung face at you right now. John, when you drew Hyesung in Jackbox last night, I lived.
어?
Oh, you like Do-yoon, Judah?
생각해봐.
Do-yoon's good looking, he's just not really my type. He's very, like, Korea boy bandy.
대체
Oh, you haven't seen his face. They are Korea boy bandy, but I'm talking about the aesthetic. Right? Yu-hyuk doesn't really look like your typical Korean boy band person. I will say, Hyesung has a little bit of it, right? The, like, over-exaggerated hair and the, like, school outfit, V-neck with the ribbon, it's like, hmm.
응? 그렇지. 그래.
So, we have to talk to him about this. This is what I'm most scared of. Why is it saying there's another notification on here? Oh, because I didn't do this one. Okay. Okay. If this makes him have the whole thing about how he's not gonna rejoin us, we are gonna have to go back a ways. I know where we will have to go back to, and we will have to do some skipping to get back to where we are here, but I just hope that they made this easy for me. Please make this easy for me.
글쎄.
Yeah, you're the Inha Stan account.
알겠어?
그러면
그래.
Alright, here we go.
형, 내가 무슨
Ah, there it is.
어르고 달래면 저울절 딱.
그렇게 생각 안 했어.
눈에 다 써 있거든. 이쪽 눈에
You can't
얼라버릇하는
go
거
back.
맞아.
We're going back.
알겠어?
You can't go back.
어? 응? 그렇지.
아닌 것 같아. 그러면
그래.
So, if we keep going, he's gonna leave. Or he's not gonna leave, he's gonna stay, because we got the baby conversation, which is like the indicator that we failed. Rapport unchanged, even after all the rapport ups.
진짜 베스타가 이어질 거. 지금 회차 지금
그렇게는 아닐 수도 있지. 그런데 만약 그럼 인생 뒤에서 수근거리는 거 건방지다 실력 없 오만 딱지 다 붙었어. PD님 저 억울하게 배신자로 몰려봐서 알 거. 이대로 신세
딴 사람들한테도 다 그렇게 어떻게든 물론
내 말했잖아. 모두한테 던지면
뭘 하려는 건지
딴 사람 걱정해? 우리랑 이미지도 크게 안 구겼고 경쟁자가 줄수록 우리 캐릭터가 본 모습이랑 다른 것처럼 결국엔 다 만들어낸.
Wait, could Do-yoon talk him out of it or at least discourage him? Oh, wait, we might have gotten it. I think we might have gotten it. Do-yoon decided to give his last shot at persuading Hisung.
Oh, come on.
What can Do-yoon say to stop Hisung or make him calm down? Oh. Fuck. Alright. We are gonna give him our best dolphin dive lap dance. Sorry, too far.
It's time to be careful.
It's really time to be careful.
Oh, come on.
Hisung believes that his image and credibility are not so good, so he must
I don't
restore his
know.
past image to succeed. I think comeback chance is what we say. All right. We're putting our eggs in this basket. Does anybody feel like one of the other options would be better? Because telling him the other contestants can survive the competition and they can't won't help. Ace is in the hole is agreeing with his original plan, which is what we're trying to dissuade him from doing. Center of attention doesn't make any sense here. Alright. BB boy, you listen to me, and you listen to me now. Do the dive. He's determined to stay on the show and restore his image through the audition. He's desperate, but things were getting worse for him so far. If he crosses that line again, he might not be able to recover. Could point out that his reputation could be undermined beyond the point of recovery. Oh my god, this is so clearly a major decision, I cannot. Oh my god, what do the other ones say? What do the other ones say? His son claimed that everyone else was tending to their image and popularity. If that's true, they wouldn't just drop out because someone asked them to. Instead, they would probably be provoked. I can point out that the others will also try to defend their places. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Let's read what the other ones say. Yasung claimed that S. Sungyun mentioned she was nothing compared to the secrets he held. But is it true if he brings up a topic that's irrelevant, he will never accept it? He brings up a topic that's irrelevant, he'll never accept it. In the worst case, he could go as far as exposing secrets on Fader. As Hyesung said himself, his reputation on Fader wasn't great. They point out that his exposure can end up as a pure conspiracy theory. Maybe. Oh, fuck. Can I save? Of course I can't. Okay, what about this one? Hyesung will continue to attract attention from the crowd, but being at the center of attention has its downside. A negative image could backfire with unintended consequences. I could point out that being the center of attention could backfire. Fuck. Oh god, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, 3 of them sound like good ideas. No, the second 2 don't even sound good. Comeback chance had me saying, you might damage your reputation so badly that you'll never recover. I don't know! We're so gonna get the wrong one. Dear conspiracy theory. Yeah, maybe if we make out it'll... Ja, you can't be putting these ideas in my head right now, okay? We're trying to think. We're gonna try this, and we will reload if it doesn't work. Well, what about the first one? The others will also try to defend their places. And then he'll say that he has the aces in the hole. I really don't know what to say. I'm so... Oh my god. I'm sticking with our gut and going comeback chance. Because I feel like that's the most compassionate answer, no?
보기 힘들 정도로 내려갈 수 있다고.
Please go well. Hyesung briefly stared at Do-yoon after hearing what Do-yoon had to say.
맞아. 나
You're right, I'm desperate.
깽판 칠수록
I know I'm digging my own grave every time I kick up the dust. But I can't just sit around and watch my life go down. It's mayhem anyway. Sun, still. It's too late to turn back. Came a long way even before joining the audition. If I back up again, then I'm really through. Ah, we failed.
잠깐. 이대로
난 더 할 말 없어. 이제 다음
결국 네가
This is over. Bye.
더 잃을 것도 없어. 미쳐 날뛰면 쫄리는 사람이 빠지겠지.
Yeah, we need the lap dance.
안전이 먼저야. 명시 흥분 가라.
So we have to load. Yeah, we belt choked.
역시 골 제대로.
Alright, so we have to go back to this save point. There were a few things that I didn't... Yeah, we did them and then we saved.
헐씨. 에? 형. 알겠어? 어? 응? 그렇지.
Okay, so... I think we're free... I think we're free to save over... number 4. Let's end it.
진짜 지금 회치.
그렇게는 아닐 수도.
Okay. So comeback chance did not work out. I'm gonna say this one this time. They wouldn't just drop out because someone asked them to. Instead, they probably would be provoked. They're gonna try to defend their places. Please, Hyesung, listen. Hyesung's lip curled at what Do-yoon said.
형.
Bro, heightening the competitive spirit to trip them up is what I intend on doing.
여태 얘기하고 못 알아들었어?
Haven't you been listening?
말대로만 두면 난
What you said is
완전
true.
주제.
That would be the best scenario for me. Thank you for keeping my hopes up.
형이랑은
역시
Ah, boy. Okay, we're going back. Okay, so all the same and comeback chance both did not work.
폭로는 그저 모함으로 비춰질 수도
You could end up as a mere conspiracy theory. Let's say it. Sung chuckled at what Do-yoon said.
아이고.
Wow, you must think I'm a fool.
어설픈 카드로
I'm not making
큰
such an
배팅을
important
하겠어.
bet with a low
내가
card.
건 조커야. 근데
What I have is a joker. I can certainly disturb them deeply.
대체 뭐길래?
어설프게 떠볼
Don't
생각.
try to sound me out. That's not going to trick me into revealing my hand. It is not going well. Hi, Kevin.
역시 골치.
Welcome home. Chicken game. Well, okay, here's what I'm now worried about. I'm worried that we somehow don't have the answer that saves him. Because... It's good today. No, she was on the bed for most of the day, but I went over and saw her every now and then. Let's look at something real quick. Because I definitely get to the conversation where it's like, this is your final chance to convince him to leave the dressing room, and I've tried 3 out of 4 options and none of them works. So I'm trying to figure that out. Hold on. No. We have all of his... We have all of the information about him. That just means that the 4th one is the one that... The 4th one is the one that convinces him. Which is funny, because I ruled that one out immediately.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, Rosenlock, god damn it. Okay, please cross your fingers for me. Well, Chicken Game is the next chapter if you don't persuade him. I have a feeling it's not going to be called that if I do. Alright, Hyesung. What was the answer? The center of attention thing? Hyesung will continue to attract attention from the crowd, but being at the center of attention has its downside. A negative image could backfire with unintended consequences. I could point out that being at the center of attention could backfire. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a decent thing to say to him. I don't know why I ruled this out. Jodlop, hello. How are you? Sorry, we are having a moment with this game right now because we are trying to save our Buried Stars waifu and he's being very difficult. You can't believe I don't have Insta. Yep, nope, was never an Instagram person. We just made a TikTok, but it's really for clips. Oh, well. Anyway, I hope you're having a good Saturday.
Oh, come on.
This hat, if this doesn't work, I'm truly mystified. Hyesung frowned at what Do-yoon said.
누가 몰라?
Don't you think I know that? Of course some people will criticize me.
지금 상황 말하자면 나랑
This is like a battle between me and S. Sungyeon to see who gets more attention. I don't mind bad publicity. I'll make them want to see me so that they miss my presence when I'm gone.
혜성아, 너 대체?
Hey, I know how Fader works. I'll keep this ball rolling. So, correct me if I'm wrong here. Only the first one that we chose didn't say Hyesung was unshakable.
형이랑은 얘기 끝났어.
역시 골 제대로 때려주시네.
What? Well, now I'm thinking I was right in the first place. We need to confirm something here. That's what I'm thinking, Job. There's like an
pardonnez-moi.
I would say there's an 80% chance we just go down almost the exact same route again. Oh boy. So let's see if it says Hyesung was unshakable when I say this. Because the first thing we said to him... Oh, Kuroi, we are going through it right now. Hyesung is not making saving him easy. Bok bok, bitch. So the thing about this one is he doesn't lose rapport and we don't lose sanity.
되돌리긴 늦었어. 엄청 멀리 왔다고 또 물러서면 그때는 정말로 형이랑은 얘기.
He lowered his head and fell silent. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is it. Because all the other ones said he was unshakable, and you know what that means? Rosenlock? Diary. I was right. Our first answer was it. And you know what? There was material to use against me that proves otherwise, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Like when we played Three Houses and I kept getting all the wrong dialogue options with Caspar, and I was made fun of. Maybe I deserved it. I don't know exactly how this is gonna play out. I think we're just gonna see. Okay, I'm nervous. Anyway. I'll continue reading in just 1 second, guys. I think it's gonna be similar to the first route that we did and then suddenly become way different. Okay, anyway. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. I hope we just locked in the Hyesung route. I'm gonna be really sad if we didn't. Anyway.
Birthday breakfast.
Oh, why did that start? Okay. We are about to figure this out. Right, Kev? Oh, the cat shorts are making an appearance, Kev?
Covered by cat faces.
Is he actually mad, or is this like a I'm done with you, Baka? We're gonna find out, actually. We are going to find out.
잠깐. 이대로는
Yeah, you might be uncomfortable, Kev. Wait, not like this. I have nothing more to say to you. Next person, please. Yeah, they're cat shorts.
결국 네가 원하는 걸 얻진 못해.
Won't get what you want. I have nothing to lose. If I go berserk, someone will get scared of me and give up. Yoon felt weak all of a sudden. Yoon clenched his fist and took a half step back.
안전이 먼저야.
Safety comes first, remember that.
흥분 가라앉히고.
Be cool and come back right away if it's not working out.
난
I'll go and talk to the others. If they meet Hyesung without knowing his intention, there could be a major clash. So Yoon decided to warn them of what's to come as a way of absorbing the shock.
도윤이 형.
Hyesung stopped. Hyesung stopped Doyoon as he was headed to the door. Doyoon briefly stared at Hyesung. Not gonna stop. Don't expect me to. Well, in our last playthrough, that was the last thing he ever said to us, so...
역시 골 제대로 때려주시네.
I'm not even surprised.
절박해 보였어.
Sung looked desperate. Inha scratched her head wildly.
그래서 나온 생각이
It's the best he can come up with to survive by kicking other contestants out of the audition?
마음 좀 열고 들어볼까?
I wanted to keep an open mind,
시간에 다치는데
but it was closed instantly. Even if someone does drop out, what makes him think he's gonna win? Aces? Oh, tell him to stop running his mouth.
초조해서 무리수를 두는 거야.
He's acting irrationally because he's got nothing.
최하위가 나쁜 일을
Also,
당할
there
거라는 협박도
was a
있었잖아.
threat that the last rank would be killed.
S 승연? 그건
S 승연?
가치가 없는 얘기야.
Just ignore that creep. Inha put her hands together as if embarrassed by her own loud voice.
지금 혜성이 상태 좋지 않아요.
Hyesung's not doing fine right now.
사퇴한다고 하면 그만하고 나오겠대?
Will he come out if we decide to drop out?
자기 말로는
He says so.
협박은 범죄야.
Blackmailing is a crime! He's not even making any sense.
얘기란 건 정말
What do you think he
뭐였을까?
meant by ace in the hole?
글쎄요.
Well,
애초에 표 누가 떨고
it's his fault he didn't
본인이
get enough
뭐가
votes.
없으면 짐 싸야지.
If it's hopeless, he
그딴
should have
엉터리
just
같은
packed
짓을
up and gone home. How dare he try to pull the same stupid crap on us?
바깥에서 호응해준다는 보장도 없는데.
There's no guarantee the crowd will love him.
역풍 맞고 확 머리나
Hope he
따져라.
takes so much blame that he eventually quits his stupid fader business.
너의
Doyoon,
근거로
why do you think he's acting so
호응한다면
confident?
어쩌면
Maybe
그건지도
he's got a
몰라요.
hold of it.
그거?
Of what? Seo lowered his head and adjusted his glasses.
서혜성 신피디님을 졸졸
Sung was always
쫓아다녔죠.
following Sun Young around,
일 없이 말 걸고
talking to her for no
기다리고 있질
reason,
않아.
waiting for her, always trying to stay with her.
뭔가 알아냈을
It's possible that
가능성도
Hyesung discovered
제로는
something
아니에요.
about us.
아까는 비밀 유지가 필수라며.
You said
보안이 그렇게 허술했어?
keeping confidentiality was of the utmost importance for the staff. Sounds like it's not.
윗단에서 나가는 건 모르죠.
Who knows what's happening up there? I'm not sure
핵심적인 건 아닐 거예요.
I'm sure it's nothing important
쉽게
though.
나갈 얘기였으면 벌써 다 알고 있었을 거야.
If it was leaked that easily, everyone should have known about it.
저도 서혜성 말은 반도 안 믿어요.
I don't believe a word he says.
워낙 자신만만하다니까.
I
거기까지
just
생각해 본 거죠.
speculated since he seems so confident. Inha surveyed everyone in the space.
결론이 어떻게 나는 거지?
So what's the conclusion?
무턱대고 치는
He
공갈빵이
might not
아닐
be
수도.
우리끼리
bluffing.
얘기해선
We have to
소용없겠지.
talk to him to find out. Yu-hyuk stepped forward while stroking his sleeve.
이번엔
I'm next.
잠깐. 걔가 뭔 소리 할
Wait,
줄 알고.
who knows what he'll say this
차라리
time?
같이 가.
We should go together.
아니
No,
몰려가면
if we all go
나의
together, he
공장국을
might walk
용서만
himself
하자는
in.
대로 한
I
명씩
think we
하는
should
게 나아.
follow his rule, talking to him one at a
막
time.
나가는 놈인데.
Are you sure? You could be
괜찮아.
ruthless. It's okay.
혜성이
What
생각이
Do-yoon said
정말
about his
고유한
son's
말들인
intention is true.
얘기해 볼 만해.
I think I can talk to him. You go, Yu-hyuk.
다녀올게.
I'll be back.
각본 없는 드라마네.
His son's such a drama king.
얘기.
Hope they talk it out.
전
I think it's
솔직히
pointless.
걔는 분장실에서도
He's been
열리라네.
keeping himself busy in the dressing room. Moonwook song.
S 승연을 맞춰보려는 건가?
Is he trying to reveal who S Sungyeon is?
건욱이가 누구야?
You wonder if we softened him up and he comes back with Yu-hyuk. Maybe. I'm really tempted to look at E-Tier's guide right now, but I'm withholding for now.
서혜성 처음 터트리네요. 동창이라던.
덮어놓고 밀어붙이는데?
E-Tier's guide had us starting Atelier Sophie 2. Oh god. It's pushing it blindly.
발표?
So this is going exactly the same as before.
기욱이가 도착했나? 한동안은 잠잠하게. 발표?
실속 없이
Right, so Yu-hyuk is talking to him. Inha's scared about him revealing something about her, we can assume. Interesting, by the way, that the dressing room seems to be impervious to these tremors.
진짜 그
그나마 빨리 지나가.
언니, 괜찮아? 괜찮아. 괜찮아야지. 확 올라올 것 같으면 꼭 말해. 알겠어. 예고도 없이 사람 식겁하게.
Yeah.
분장실 쪽
무슨
아무것도 못 들었어요.
형 올 때까지 뭐라도 하자.
We gotta do something until Yu-hyuk comes back. Oh boy. Does it let me make a call? It lets me call Ju-young.
한 사람씩 가는.
Looks like we'll have to go one by one. It's not good.
이렇게 될 거라고
I never
믿었구나.
thought this would happen.
혜성이
His son looked restless for quite some time.
최하위
He's been running in last all along, but
페이트에 매달리다
he's been obsessed with Vader, and now he's trying to manipulate us.
발버둥치는 마음.
Trying to understand his struggle.
무대에 선 기회.
He doesn't want to miss out on this opportunity of a lifetime. Whatever it takes.
형이 잘 타일러서
I hope
데리고
Yu-hyuk
나왔으면
can persuade him to
좋겠는데.
come out.
실패하면
I might have to go see him next if he
올 수
fails.
있겠네. 일단은
I just pray that Yu-hyuk will be able to talk some sense into him. Oh! Well, that would be an interesting way to change it, wouldn't it? If she goes next instead of Inha. Right?
네, 둘 다 무사히 나오길 기대해봐요.
Yeah, I hope nothing happens to either of them. Interesting. Hmm.
사실은 그치만요. 도윤이 형. 아시겠어요?
있잖아.
아니요.
Joel's editing.
도대체
아마도
문제는 그거야. 아마
그게
그렇다고 해서
저기 글쎄요.
Yay, Ju-young. I'm so sorry. This episode has been so bad to your rapport with us.
그치만 나도야.
Oh, rapport event.
너도 컨셉이라고 생각.
S 승연이
Oh yeah, we already did this one last time with her.
그건
That was just a story about her working at the family business, which is a coffee shop.
그러니까
The reason why his son remained quiet, even though he was no longer favored by the show. Protesting could make things worse.
아마도
Things could have been worse if he complained. Even his son would have realized that.
그렇다고 해서
But he's the reckless type, though.
역시
Maybe it's because he respected Sungyun so much.
맞아요.
You need a coffee shop like Sojiru has in P5? You want a coffee shop that gives you curry with your coffee? Yeah, the choices in this game are really not intuitive a lot of the time.
그러고 보니
그래서
역시
Tux?
괜찮아요?
May I help you? Alright, Inha, are you gonna say something sus?
내 참.
그랬지.
진짜.
Are you ready to order? Definitely not.
들어봐봐.
Although it was kind of a fun job sometimes, A, it doesn't pay enough, and B, the bad nights were bad. Although nothing was worse than my most recent job.
그땐
당연하지. 그렇잖아?
그랬지.
내 말이. 한도윤,
아니,
알겠어. 말이 돼?
맞아.
내 말이.
그랬어.
혹시
당연하지.
그래?
응.
어?
그거는
그래도
어쨌든
Oh.
그렇다니까.
그랬지.
그거는
응?
왜?
그거야.
아니거든.
그래?
응.
괜찮아?
그래.
See, that comment also makes it sound like she could be S. Sun Young, but she can't. I mean, she also can't be, because S. Sun Young literally posted to them while they were all in the same group. But like, oh, I'm not afraid to not be myself if the situation calls for it.
하여튼 내 참.
그랬어.
그렇잖아? 어쨌든
그건
내 말이. 아니야? 말하자면 정리하면 그렇다니까.
서해성.
응?
그렇죠. 아닌데요. 그 말도 안 돼요.
Is a demand for privacy protection unreasonable?
그거 있잖아.
그치만요. 그리고
있잖아.
그 말은 아시겠어요? 말도 안 돼요.
그러면
그렇다니까요.
Alright, so we're getting more keywords. We do have a little extra sanity too, so we could...
물론이야.
True, we discriminated people by putting them into categories.
아무래도
Yeah, anybody could tell. It was in the order of the production executives, producer, and judges. I told him to go easy, but he wouldn't listen to me. I also had a talk with him about that. Jo-young tilted her head as if she was trying to recall the talk she had with Yesung. Yoon waited until Jo-young spoke again. He told me I shouldn't meddle in his business because he had his sources. Sounds typical of him. Now that I'm talking about it, it's all coming back to me. His own resources? What do you think he meant by that? Onion.
아마도
Onion. That's a possibility. Everyone had to work with her throughout the entire show, and she had full authority. Someone who would give him the power to be rude to anyone in the show. It can't be WBS executives, since we didn't get to see them often. Other staff members all followed Sungyeon's instructions. The more I think about it, the more conviction I get. His son's resource must have been Sungyeon. Oh, I never checked Fader. Like, why don't I have all the keywords? There goes some sanity. Making tea, Kev? Oh. Coffee filter?
그나마
결국
만약에
Well compensated, honestly, I want to stay in the finals. We came this far while sacrificing so many things, we won't be able to have some of those ever again. Yet when you lose one, I just want the show to continue somehow.
어?
그때 맞아. 그런데
글쎄요.
그게
Oh, I see. I was like, Kevin, that was surprisingly extra.
그래도
그렇구나.
Oh, waiting to be fed? Sorry to go.
그렇지.
네.
근데 나
We're still only at 4 keywords? What the hell?
잠깐. 그럴싸해. 아니야? 뭐야 진짜?
그럴까? 그때
야,
글쎄.
그래도 아니야?
결국
어?
글쎄. 그래도
야,
그게
He didn't seem to have anything on him. Maybe he's just bluffing about the whole thing.
그런 거야?
그래?
그렇다니까. 정리하면
아무래도
Okay, so that was one of them. Ugh. Second Inha rapport event. Here we go.
관심
We can't choose what we get.
올라가며 받을
자주 듣던 말이네.
Heard that before.
매번 익숙해지지
But I'll
않으니까.
never get used to having too much attention.
S 승연이
Bothered by what
과거
S. Sung-yeon
얘기하거든.
said?
새삼스럽게
Yeah,
했지.
why are they all curious about my past all of a sudden? Ina waved her hand in the air.
참가 신청할
I
때도
kind of imagined it
대충
when I applied for the show.
혹시 뜨면
What if I get
어떡하지?
too popular?
나 아직
Am I
준비 안
really
됐는데.
ready for this? Things like that.
진짜 본선
I never thought I
때처럼
would make it to the
전혀
finals.
경험은
Real life experience beyond imagination.
상상 그대로였어도
Imagining it.
직접
Oh,
느끼면
imagining it and experiencing it are two different
넌
things.
무대 서본 적
You've been on the
있잖아.
stage before as a band member, right?
경험 있으면
Does it help to have some experience?
마스컬레이드
You mean Masquerade?
이렇게 팬이
You weren't
많지.
that popular.
개인 팬들 꽤
I know you have a lot of
나만
fans,
무대 경험이
but I'm
있는
not
거
the only
아니잖아.
one who has performed on the stage
너희
before.
크루 공연도
Your crew
부산에서
was
먹어주지
quite
않았어?
sensational in
부산
Busan.
오뎅이냐?
Not really. Inha put on a bitter smile.
뭐랄까
This show
애매해.
is walking a very fine line.
개인적인 부분도
Our
다
personal life is
풀어주는 것
quite
같잖아.
exposed through the show.
기본적으로는 편집한 장면들이
They are
나가는 거지.
basically edited for broadcasting purposes.
의도에 맞게 붙이면 딴
But we
사람처럼 나갈
could
수도
be
있고.
portrayed as totally different people depending on the editing.
나머진 본인
Guess the
능력인지
rest is up to us.
금방 미천 드러나기도
We either
하고.
run out of things to show or
궁금증을
excite
더
others with
키우기도
fabulous performances.
난 좀 안이하게 생각하기도 했었어.
Wasn't taking it seriously enough before.
날
I didn't
이렇게나
think people would be
궁금해할 줄
that
몰라.
curious about me. Inha shook her head.
보이는 것 이상을 알고
They
싶어
want to know
하지.
more than what they see.
무대 위에 있는 모습만으로는 안 되나?
What they see on stage doesn't seem to satisfy them.
솔직히 나도 옛날에
Oh
그렇게
well,
안 됐지만
I was one of them when I was a
알면서
spectator.
참가한 거 아니냐면
If people ask me if I didn't expect this, I have nothing
굳이
to say.
따지면
I expected their
이 정도일 줄은
attention, but in
몰랐는데?
terms of intensity, not really. Ina put her hands together on her chest.
누구한테나 비밀은
Everyone has a
있잖아.
secret,
대단한
right?
거 아니래도
Something you
뭐.
want to hide, be
딱히
it small or
남한테
big.
구석탱이에 하나쯤
Is it just not
숨겨두면
acceptable to hide a small secret from people? Ina pulled on her earlobe after a brief silence.
오디션판에서 배가 불러 쫙 째지는
Shouldn't
소리였지?
be whining when I'm one of the finalists,
우리끼리
right?
생각을
Well,
말하는
it's just
것뿐이니까.
between us. Okay, I'll stop here then. Well, that gave us sanity at least. Alright, Seal, what do you want to talk about?
저
아마도
그거야. 근데 그게 도윤이 형
Yoon's opinion about the continuation of the stars.
아무래도
알겠어요. 근데 그게 사실은
Heard you didn't know about Masquerade applying in the show.
Huh.
That.
맞아.
Hey, Seiyo, want to talk about stalking? I would love that. Did you like the Inha rapport conversation, Lucas? Just 1 second, guys. Give me 1 minute. Assume the position. When's the pizza arriving? We are not pizza-ing tonight. I think Kevin and I are having chicken legs for dinner at some point.
그랬었지.
Is that supposed to be Woosuck?
나는
Or is that supposed to be... Oh no, that's Do-yoon.
그랬.
Tux probably had pizza tonight.
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠. 혹시 그렇죠.
그렇다는 건
Why is pizza scary to you? What? Pizza sounds good, but we had quesadillas the last 2 nights, so I'm like... Quesadillas are basically Mexican pizza.
저기
So far, this is exactly the same as the previous route. I'm scared that we aren't on a new route.
그래.
As a Mexican Italian, you can confirm that? Well, thank you, Thomas.
그러니까요.
Hope will never die.
That is a truly...
그리고 서해상
That is a
아무래도
lie. So, do we want to bring up any of these conversations with the others? Oh, look at that! Ju Young fully trusts us now. Interesting.
그때
It wasn't easy to hold Inha back.
맞아요.
He was ridiculous, seeing how he was attacking the same team.
그럴까?
Did he see her as an obstacle? Strangely, it didn't become a major issue, though. He was on a roll. Everything worked out for him, including the editing. Inha shrugged her shoulders when she caught Ju Young's eyes from the other side. She was sticking out her chin as if saying, "What's wrong with him?" He said the same thing back then, that he'd go all the way. Thought he was being figurative, when in fact, he was as literal as could be.
그러니까
Inha really felt hurt. Sure, he was caught off guard since they were on the same.
그때
Considering the context at the time, just appealing to his strengths would have been enough. It's just that there were invisible issues before that time.
그런가?
Inha seems to believe it to some extent.
어?
What do you think?
아니,
I don't think so. You seem very certain about it. We all got attacked. Ju-young paused as if she was chewing over what she said. She stared at Do-yoon and shook her head again.
생각해봐.
The account was only interested in Hyesung. The whole purpose was to disclose Hyesung's incident. He's buried in his own thoughts. That's why the account who sniped at him came to mind. He shouldn't blindly push ahead, though.
만약에
If I'm to open up a little possibility, he didn't drop out of the show even after the exposure. That's why he's unhappy with the entire show, including us.
그게
That's why he attacked all of us. Young nodded but frowned shortly after.
그건
That's true. What as Sungyeon said still bothers me. We couldn't just disregard them as plain guesswork. So we're back to the conclusion that it may not be the case.
아마
You must be thinking this is the end.
맞아요.
He certainly seemed desperate. It's a serious situation for everyone. Sung's feeble-minded. Young stared at Do-yoon for a second. You know a lot about Sung.
아무래도
Not really, it's just that he tends to talk to me more often. Cause, you know, we're dating. Weird, huh? Do you look like a good listener?
저기
I don't think so.
그러니까
Not at all. Oh my god, she's so shady to us! I'm just jealous. He was desperate, but you've embraced him as what he was.
아시잖아요.
I do the same with you.
아니야.
I wasn't saying I needed your attention. Ugh.
어?
Still, you shouldn't feel discouraged.
아니에요.
No, I barely held it. Young smiled. I hope he comes back to his senses for your sake. He acted like one of them spoiled brats. He was so swell-headed that I almost bowed every time I saw him. I think he had his own standard.
완전 아니야?
Who knows? And I don't want to know. So I guess Mr. Do-yoon was able to pass his criteria, huh? He's not as cocky when he's with you as when he's with us, right?
그거야.
I think it's a bit different. Inha nudged Do-yoon on the side while he was thinking about something. Whoa.
한도윤.
I'm so jealous of you.
그거지.
A man recognized by the young master. Stop it. Whoa, don't look so discouraged. I seriously apologize. Are you okay now? Okay, I forgive you. Wow, so it lowered my sanity and then re-rose our sanity.
Yeah.
That was quick. Anyhow, he was just too much. Whatever, Inha.
서해상
Another specialty of Hyesung's. You think the cameras are still working? But there's no cameras pointed at them is the thing. I'm not sure, Lucas. He's always sucking up to the judges, but looks down on other contestants who are weaker than he is.
혹시
You're talking about his tone of voice or difficult personality? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. There's a thin line between being difficult or rude.
아시겠어요?
He's just plain rude. Oh, maybe security cameras. Taeil turned his mouth up slightly. He's respectful towards the producer and judges only. He doesn't care about the rest, including other contestants and staff members.
그렇다니까요.
Once you experience it, you can never forget it.
괜찮아?
Taeil, are you okay?
그런 편이죠.
Think so. Hyesung has been digging his own grave. Opportunists cannot succeed forever. Wow. I knew he didn't have a brain, but I didn't think he'd seriously ask other contestants to drop out.
아무래도
Ifrit, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, but I don't know if we're on a new route or not. Right now, it's exactly the same as the old route. We had our conversation. The only thing that was different was we got a bonus scene with him where it said, convince Hyesung that he should come back with the group. Final chance. All 4 of the options did not persuade him. There was only 4. What I did notice, however, because we went through all 4, naturally, 3 out of the 4 ended with...
Oh no.
3 out of the 4 ended with Hyesung is unshakable. The one that we ended up going with said Hyesung hung his head. So... the way I see it, one of 2 things are happening. A, we somehow fucked up. There are other conditions at play, and we somehow messed up and we are on the same route as before. Option B, we are on the other path, and we don't know until there is a divergence in the story from what we already know. My intuition is telling me if there is a change, he will either come back with Gyu Hyuk, who is currently having his conversation with him in the dressing room. There is no flowchart, so we're kind of in the dark. Or B, instead of Inha going to see him next, Ju Young is going to go see him next. If either of those 2 things happen, then we are definitely on...
What is this?
Yeah, no flowchart. No flowchart.
Unthinkable!
I know. But it's not that bad, because if you have... So, there are mandatory conversations during these communication periods. Those conversations that are mandatory give you keywords. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
그럼 네.
Now, if you do these extra conversations, these are not required conversations because there's no speech bubble in front of the character before you address the topic. If you do these in another previous playthrough of the game, it next to where it says the name of the topic, it'll tell you if rapport goes up or down. So you can use that to your advantage if you guess what the conditions are to get a route. So getting the route is going to be challenging because we need to know. I mean, we did everything in our power to make Hyesung like us. Yeah, I mean, yes and no, Cortex, because, like, if you look at a game like Zero Escape when it first came out, it was what, the DS? It had no flowchart. But when they remade the game in 2018, it did have the flowchart. Great quality of life. This is a game from 2020, and there's no flowchart. So, it's really the only thing negative about the game I have to say is it would be nice if there's a flowchart, but... Anyway. Yeah, we don't know how the game flows yet. We've only played one route, and we're trying... I thought the condition was just max affection on Hyesung, but now I'm second-guessing everything because of the persuasion that we failed, which was impossible to succeed in. The flowchart in Zero Escape revealed too much. I agree. So the fact that we can't immediately pull up a flowchart and look is actually kind of adding some excitement, but it also adds despair because if I realize that I'm just on the route where he dies again, I'm gonna be sad. At that point, I might have to look at the spoiler-free guide just so we have a little bit of structure. Because there might be other things that are necessary in order to save him, like you can't have rapport with Seil or something, you know what I mean? Anyway. Now the downside to doing every optional conversation is that some of them will lower your sanity. And if your sanity gets too low, you straight up lose the game. Like, basically in our last playthrough when we found Hyesung dead, our sanity gauge just burst. I also have a bad feeling that there's gonna be a route where you need to have max sanity and let Hyesung die. Because what if you have so much sanity and then you find his body and you don't completely go insane? Then maybe there's a route there. Anyway, okay, let's make a save. I'm gonna make it number 2. We haven't been using number 2 slot for anything recently. And we're gonna end this communication.
혜성이 저러는 거 순위 때문만은
So he's not only doing that because of the ranking. That's all he's saying.
놈은 아니지.
Yep.
피디님 돌아가신 일도.
그래. 뭐야? 나만 눈치
You're
없는
like an
저
idiot?
쫓아다녔다는 거 말고 또 뭐 있어?
아까 얘기에서도 나왔어.
Mentioned earlier, I think. The reason Hyesung must have been profoundly shocked. Oh, I did not do well at this one the first go around. Seil criticized Hyesung for complaining too much whenever another contestant gained even a bit of an advantage. Sung acted like someone was backstabbing him. Oh, backing him up whenever he caused trouble. Could it be Sungyeon? So that's probably one of them. If we don't get this, we might reset. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Hyesung relied on Sungyeon whenever things were unfavorable to him. Although it didn't seem to work after his criminal record had been revealed. There's only so much Sungyeon could cover for him. Whatsoever, he seemed to have relied on Sungyeon. But as we've seen, she's gone now. Hyesung looked rather relaxed after writing his first post on Fader. Isn't that because we lashed out at him? When do you think he started acting up again? We found Sungyeon's body! And as Sungyeon made an appearance. That's when Hyesung went nuts. In other words, I think it's true that he relied on Sungyeon and she had been in his favor. He found out about Sungyeon's death, he must have been enormously distressed. That's why he got so mad at S. Sungyeon!
저요. 혜성이는? 미안해. 보시다시피야.
So, first possibility about us being on a new route, strike. It's gone. Yu-hyuk returned alone.
이 인간 분장실에 계속 머무.
역시 상.
억지로 끌고 나오는 게 맞을지도. 분장실 문
그랬지.
아니 왜? 혜성이 또 그ril렸어. 얘
내가 간 게
그보단 S 승현이랑 내가 쟤랑 얘기 좀 해야겠어.
This is it. We're on the same path, somehow.
My God!
How is that possible?
혼자요? 위험?
다 혼자 갔잖아. 이제 와서 몰려가면
그래도
문 부수게? 벽 무너지면 뭘?
리오?
혜성이 흥분한 상태야.
좋고 나쁘고 간에 설득해 보려고?
Ah.
나보다 안 되면 조인트 까고.
흥분하면 지는 거야.
All right, we're gonna look at the spoiler-free guide real quick. I am very surprised. Yeah, this isn't good. Okay. So it says that no matter what you do, you always get a bad ending the first time, so that's cool. I want to read what they have to say about the part we were just at. So wait. So we're gonna know which route we're on based on the name. A route is called Scattered. Okay. Holy shit, this goes really deep. A route part 3. What is B route? Let's see. Holy shit, this is really insane. So we actually have no idea if we're in A or B route right now. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Okay, so we're just gonna keep playing. I have no idea what route we're on. Because I figured that the routes would change names and they don't. And I'm intentionally skimming so that I don't spoil what happens. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you really think I was gonna beat him up? We can't leave him there, though. We have to get him out somehow. We could ambush him and drag him out. Hey, I said I'm going alone. Leave me alone. Inha stormed out briefly. Oh, but briefly paused. I'll just leave him alone if things don't work out, so don't follow me. Sure. I'm getting tired of saying I'll be okay. She looked determined. They couldn't hold her back anymore. They could only watch as she disappeared on the other side of the stage. Looking at the door for someone... Oh, for some time, Do-yoon suddenly sensed someone's presence. You think she'll be alright? She was adamant about it. What on earth did Hyesung write on Fader? Oh, you have no way of accessing Fader. No, I'm so frustrated. Do-yoon opened his watch and showed him Hyesung's post. How exciting. Seo raised his head and let out a deep sigh. There was a brief silence. Finally, Seo moved towards Do-yoon again. Anything else? Huh? Seo looked very frustrated. He opened Fader again to check other issues. Oh jeez, I'm so nervous. What path are we on?
서혜성이 또 뭘 그렇지는 않아.
Tell Seo about what he read on Fader. Well, I don't know if we're on the same path. It's like so insane. Also high aquatic. We got one slight difference. he's alive, but we're right before the point where he, stopped doing that last time. So, we're about to find out, Aquatic. Yeah, and there's no in-game flowchart, so we have no idea. There is a route split here, but I don't know exactly when it's gonna majorly be different. We already have a save from before. We have several saves, actually. But, yeah. I think Hyesung's fans regard his history of school violence simply as a rumor. They're just full of trust, huh? He'll be so disappointed later. How nice, he doesn't even have to explain himself. Seo put his hand around his waist and pouted his lips. Whatever, Seo. After they talked, some time had passed. Could this be? An ominous air surrounded the area. It's shaking, watch out! The intense tremor quickly faded out.
누나, 괜찮아요?
You okay, Ji-young?
무사해.
I'm fine. I'm still yes, exactly. If Seo falls off the stage and dies again, oh well. But this time I want to know about the tablet. No, we're keeping him alive so he can tell us about the tablet. Why does he have one? The time between tremors is shorter each time. Rescue team is making its way in too. Let's try to stay positive.
중앙복도
내가 가 있던 때 정도 아닐까?
I need to go see if Inha's okay. Okay, see, this is the same shit. I'm so spooked.
도윤아, 영희 누나랑 같이 있는 게
Should
좋겠어.
stay with Ju-young. Huh? Aw, poor Ju-young. Ju-young was there catching her breath with her face all pale.
누나,
You okay, Ju-young? I can control this. Just leave me alone for just a minute.
일단
Let's wait and see what happens. Fine. Mingin suddenly looked at Yu-hyuk with bated breath.
혜성이하고는
By the way, what did Hyesung say to you? You haven't told me yet.
오자마자
Fuck. We're on. It doesn't tell you. Oh. It doesn't tell you if you're on scattered A or B. I'm so distraught. I'm so distraught. Oh. Wait. Election. Okay, so I think we I think we fucked up. I'll be completely honest. Entered a particular branch for the first time, it's not checked.
Advance.
Here's the main reason why I'm spooked. Yeah. Loss of will was definitely the first route. We were supposed to see a third rapport event. With Yasung. We were supposed to see it! It's because we had that one rapport down, I'm telling you. We had that one rapport down. We have a save for there, if we have to go back. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Alright, well. We're just gonna watch him die again, and we're gonna go insane again.
그게
That's happening. I'm almost 100%.
결국 그건
그런
솔직히
저기
몰랐어. 그리고
그랬지.
그럴 거야.
I wonder if we should just go back now. Like, I'm like,
뭐랄까.
I know.
그래서
아,
Can't go back.
혹시
Poor town.
솔직히
Oh, the despair. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
응?
그건
대체
괜찮아. 그런데
Something bothered you while he was talking to him.
그게
그거야.
Yeah, it's just bringing despair.
뭐랄까. 도인아,
그래
그럴 거야.
Why is that a report down?
그럼 어쩌면
Oh, but that gave us sanity.
아, 솔직히
그게
결국 그렇지.
그러면
그건 어쩌면
Yeah, we know.
응?
그랬지. 나도 그러니까
You didn't know your dad, so it wasn't insulting.
무리야.
그럴지도.
그런 거면
Yeah, we're just waiting for it to happen again.
글쎄
솔직히
이거면
Stop, Kevin. Well, guys, here goes our waifu again. We didn't kill him once, but twice, somehow.
얘기. 이러면 누구 다급하게 구는 거?
Young's gonna disappear.
형. 혜성이 그만.
Suggests to drag his son out there if needed.
개 상태. S 승연 말해.
점점 더
이대로는 위험해.
좋아. 누나, 아무래도
Yeah, this is the same shit, guys. This is the same shit. This is the same shit.
없어? 우리 얘기하는 안에 가볼게. 잠깐만. 복도 쪽으로 간.
진작 미친 소.
둘이 뭐해?
누나, 어디가?
미안해.
It's over.
깜짝 놀.
과오비 왔어.
그래도 갑자기.
말할 새도 없어. 무사했으면 돼.
잠깐. 혜성이는
아, 그게
어떤?
서해성
전화.
화딱지 신호는 가.
같이 가봐요. 끌고라도 나와야 간 사람들이 복도 쪽에 없을. 분장실 가면서
뭐 좋아.
이날
그래. 강제
바로 가죠.
출연자에 문제 생기면
좋아. 여긴 확실히 없어.
분장실 다시 가볼게.
저도 같이 가요.
난 스텝 복도를 볼게.
저랑 가요. 도윤이 넌?
화장실을 볼게.
혼자?
규가 그럼
아니야. 형은
알겠어.
Damn it.
혜성아, 있어?
Ta-da! Exact same thing.
혜성아, 숨을 안 쉬어.
It's over.
뭐예요?
맥박 뛰어? 빨리 말해봐. 뭔가
Our sanity didn't burst. Does that mean we have to fucking play this route?
야, 지금 페이터의 정말인 거야?
Yeah, god damn it. How? Sanity normal. So this is gonna be new from this point. Nobody could speak up. Leon could barely manage to steady his limbs. Should stay awake. I was talking to Hyesung just minutes ago. I need to figure out what happened. He managed to open his mouth, but nothing came out except for short moans.
도윤아.
Do-yoon. Ju-young called him with a worried look on her face. Do-yoon clenched his teeth. He tried to ignore the cold sweat and steadied his quivering voice. So this is... None of this happened before. We still got a new route, but Hyesung is still dead. So we fucked up the one I wanted. Yeah, Lucas. I think if I'm thinking about this correctly, we're gonna get to examine the body. Because when this happened in the last route, it immediately deletes your sanity and you like black out. He struggled to remove S. Sungyeon's post out of his head. Ju-young, let me know if you're not feeling well. As he barely continued to speak, the watch on his wrist began to vibrate. Fucking plug hole. You are Do-yoon Han, right? Come on, answer me. Do-yoon received a message from this account even when he discovered the body of Sungyeon. He looked at the username again, but didn't look familiar at all. Yeah, there's this fucking weirdo. I don't have time to respond to this person. Yes, you're dead. Rip. His head was burning with white-hot rage. Keep messaging with me when you're dead. You are alive. I thought you already gave up or something. Why does that up my sanity? To receive a message, the sender's number has to be listed in the contact list. That meant this person was likely to be someone related to Beastars. It could be the rescue team or a Beastars official. Are you from Beastars or the rescue team? Me? Who am I indeed? Your amigo secreto. Who is this wacko? He lowered his arms and walked back toward the group. Is there something else on the watch? I should check on Hyesung. Yu-hyuk, who was standing next to Hyesung, stared at Do-yoon. Are you gonna be okay? Hyesung's foot was sticking out, and seeing it made Do-yoon... Oh, I did. I'm okay. I'll check up on Hyesung with you.
알겠어.
Okay, watch your step. Yu-hyuk motioned at him to come over as if he had given up on stopping Do-yoon. Take me with you.
괜찮겠어요?
You alright? Well, this is different from the case of Sungyeon. Hyesung was clearly attacked by someone. Ju-young tried to catch her breath. I must see him. Sale and Inha should wait over there. Yes, okay. If you feel uneasy, get out of there immediately. Why does she want to look at it? Interesting. Do-yoon ignored the continuous incoming message notifications. Start from this side.
보자.
Do-yoon and Ju-young nodded slowly. Aw, baby boy, what happened to you?
Now do you understand?
Ah! God! Now I have to look at it! Evan! Do-yoon found a bloodstain inside the storage area.
무릎 정도 높이에요.
It's about knee-high. If we're being honest, we already experienced the worst timeline. At least we get to, like, figure it out. I hope we get to investigate it this time. Also, all of the events from the other ending will still happen in this one. To an extent. So we need to be ready to address those. If he were crouching, this would have been about where his head was.
앉은 키 보면 누나 말대로 같아요.
Yeah, if he was crouching, Ju-young must be right. The two nodded and stood back for a moment. Body was found in the storage area. He was lying sideways, crumpled.
앉은 자세였다가 쓰러진 것
Seems like
같아.
he was crouching and then fell.
칸 안에도
He was dragged.
뭔가 흔적이 남았어.
There's also something in the stall.
조금만 더 살펴볼게요.
Let me look closer.
워치는 깨끗해. 깨지거나
The watch is
풀어서
clean.
가져가지도
It's
않았어.
not broken, but it doesn't look like anyone tried to take it.
전원도 켜져 있어요.
Power is on too. Yu-hyuk tried several functions on the watch.
어때? 뭔가
No?
있어?
Anything? Yu-hyuk finished checking the watch and handed it over.
페이터 한 걸 빼면
Nothing much other than using it to access
별거
Fader. Yoon also checked functions such as Messenger and Fader. Nothing has changed.
워치엔 별 관심이 없었나 봐.
He doesn't have any messages to Inha or something? I guess they didn't have any interest in the watch. Aww. Check Yesung's head, where most of the wounds were concentrated.
도윤아,
So
괜찮아?
Yoon, are you okay?
힘들면 억지로 안 봐도
You don't have to force yourself, it's... Yoon shook his head and checked Hyesung's head again. There was a long gash on the back of his head. It was at an angle and there was still some blood on it.
큰 상처지만
It's not small,
깊지는 않아.
but it's not deep enough.
저것만으로
This can't be the
이렇게
cause
되진
of death.
않았을 거야.
Really?
상처.
The looks of it, he seems to have been
작대기 같은
struck
걸로
with a
맞은
stick.
건가?
Hmm. Was there anything in the dressing room that could have been used as a weapon? Or maybe like a mop in the storage area? Yu-hyuk took a deep breath.
다른 쪽에도
There's another
상처가
wound on the
있어.
other side. It was on the side of Hyesung's head. It was large, obviously the fatal wound. It appeared that Hyesung had been struck by a big, solid object.
뭐해? 이렇게
Well, they
된
just said that nothing had changed, Lucas. So that means his conversation with Do-yoon is probably still there. What do you think it was?
화장실에 이 정도
Is
상처를
there
내려놓은
anything
게
in the
있어?
restroom that could cause a wound this severe?
그런 건
I think
없어
so.
보여.
Couldn't come to a conclusion. It was all just guesswork at this point. They moved back slowly. Yoon looked at the crumpled body laying sideways.
다른 상처는 없는 것
There are
같아.
no other wounds.
옷차림도
His clothes are tidy.
싸우거나 저항하는
There's no
적이
sign of a
없어.
struggle or resistance. Oh my god, did somebody kill him while he was on the toilets? No, I don't know. I don't know! The three moved back slowly, trying not to bump into one another. Yes, the blood smear. Where is it coming from? After checking the body and the immediate area, they left the stall.
바닥에 핏자국.
Let's check this blood stain on the floor as well. Oh, that was Ju-young.
꽤
Oops.
길게 나
I
있어.
read it as Inha. It's pretty long. What is that? Okay, it was the broom. Son of a bitch.
청소함 칸까지 쭉 이어졌어.
From the center of the room all the way to the storage area. Young silently stared at the long blood stain. Jesus Christ.
대걸레자.
Mop shaft. It's broken.
부러졌.
끔찍하네.
That's horrible.
동감이에요.
Couldn't agree more. The three quietly shook their heads.
다른 칸엔 별게 없어.
Special in the other stalls. Yeah, definitely.
안에 뭔가 있어?
You see anything?
아니요.
No,
아무것도
don't see
없는 거.
anything. There's blood all over the upper
이
wall.
앞에서 시작돼요.
The blood trail starts from here.
혜성이가 습격을 당한 곳일 거야.
That's probably where Hyesung was attacked. Here's what we need to know. We need to know if A, Inha ever met up with Seil, or B, if Ju Young met up with the two of them or only one of them. So sus. Everybody, it could have been anybody. That's the scary part. It could have been Gyu Hyuk when he went to visit. It could have been Inha when she went to go visit. It could have been Seil. It probably wasn't Seil. He was looking for Inha. It could have been the two of them together, but I don't think it could have been him by himself. And it could have been Ju Young. But what the hell was Inha doing if he was never in the... If he was never in the storage room? Inha and Seil are off on the side. Either in the restroom or outside. It's not really specifically stated.
가서 조금 더.
Let's take a closer look.
청소용 대걸레 자루였던 것 같아.
I think the mop shaft was used.
청소함 칸에 있던 거겠죠.
It was probably in the storage area.
반동강이 났어.
It's broken in half. Leon bit his lip and stood there. Doyoon's sight stopped at the restroom pillar.
여긴 뭘까요?
Look at the blood stain on the pillar.
손으로 짚은 자국은 아니야.
It's not from putting his hands on the wall.
혜성이가 선 키보다는
A little shorter
조금 낮아.
than his standing height.
세게 부딪힌 흔적일 수도 있어.
It could be a sign of hard impact. Oh, Nakji, we just got to the part where Hyesung dies again. I thought we were saving him this route, and we're on a different route where he still dies. Unlike the first part, we're actually able to examine the scene of the crime. So we're investigating his body right now, and I'm sad. There is a route where you save him, but he is dead in this route.
그런 것 같아요.
I think so. Three of them stood at the center of the restroom.
여기가 핏자국의 시작
The
지점이야.
blood trail starts from here. Yu Hyuk shook his head, covering his mouth.
저쪽은 끌린 자국인데 여긴 웅덩이라고
That
해도 돼.
was the trail of blood over there. But here, we can see a pool of blood. There's a pool of blood at the center of the restroom.
눈에 띄는 데는 다
You look
봤어.
pretty much everywhere.
대체 누가 이런
Who
짓을?
would do such a thing? Yu Young wiped her eyes with her hand.
어떻게 봐도 이건
This
사고가
definitely
아니야.
was not an accident. Seil and Inha came toward them.
어때요? 대체
How
무슨
does it
일인
look?
거야?
What happened?
진짜 누구한테
Who
당한 거야?
did this to him? You guys did. The two of you did. They exchanged glances, wondering where to begin. Yoon took a step forward.
여기서 당한 건 맞죠?
You got attacked here, right?
무기 될 만한 게 있었어?
Was there anything that could have been used as a weapon? How did it begin? Two of them scrambled to ask questions. The topics were the crime scene, initial wound, and weapon.
우리가 봤을
The way
때는
we see it? Okay. The place where it initially happened would be the center of the restroom. His injury is... the big head. The weapon. Is there not another one for, like, the shaft of the mop?
The
blood trail started from the center of the restroom. Considering the amount of blood, this is where Hyesung was initially attacked. We found an object that matches the head wound. A mop shaft was laying on the floor.
저 반동강 난 거?
The one that's broken in half?
때리면서 부러진 것 같아.
I think it broke during the attack on Hyesung. The wound on the side of his head was the fatal blow.
그게 처음 당한
Was
쪽이야?
that the initial wound?
즉사.
Meaning he died immediately? I don't think so. No. Hyesung received another wound on his head from before his fatal injury. Poor Hyesung. No, it was in the wrong order. Oh, actually, Armin, I'm not sure what kind of white this is. I'll go look at it when I refill, and I'll let you know.
도윤이가 좀
잠시 쉬는 게 좋겠어. 설명은 우리가 할게.
We finished the other route. Basically, the way the game is structured, Nakji, on the first playthrough, after you find Hyesung's body, no matter what your sanity rating is, it plummets to 0, and then everything bad that could happen happens. In a row. So the first time you play, you are just fucked. And the second time, there's a route split here. You either save Hyesung or you don't. And we did not. As a matter of fact, we missed it by 1 rapport point. I don't think the mop was the murder weapon. I think Hyesung defended himself with it. Maybe? So, the amount of details that they disclose on the bad ending, almost nothing. All we got from it is that Seil has a tablet in his messenger bag. And Inha was the only survivor out of the entire group on that ending. So we immediately sus Inha.
괜찮아요. 다시 괜찮으시겠어요?
너
아니야.
Oh, I see. I misunderstood their question. So they're asking only about the initial things, not like in totality what injury caused his death. Right. So the center of the restroom. Found 2 wounds on his head. On the back of his head, there was a gash that was long but not particularly deep. I think that was the initial wound.
몇 번이나
You saying he was attacked multiple times? I think so. By the look of the wound, he was hit by a long shaft or stick. We found an object that matches the head wound. A mop shaft that was lying on the floor.
반동강 난 거?
The one that's broken in half?
때리면서 부러진 것 같아.
I think it broke during the attack on Hyesung.
다시 정리할게.
Let me recap.
혜성이는
It looks like Hyesung was initially attacked in the center of the
피의
restroom.
양도 그렇고 피 자국이 이어진 모양을 봐도 그래.
Yeah, considering the pool of blood over there and the trail of blood. Nah, I think he got smacked with a mop, Cortex, and then they killed him with something else. We don't know what actually caused the second wound. We don't know.
처음 당한 곳은 뒤통수일 거야.
I think the initial wound is the one on the back of his head.
깊은 상처는 아니었어.
It's the belt.
길게
Stop it.
찢어진 모양이었고.
It's a long gash, but it wasn't deep.
작대기 같은 걸로 맞은 것 같아.
Oh, also, I'll post on Discord so that people know. Okay. What's up? Oh no, we are distressing. I'm so sad that Hyesung died on this route. We know what to do to fix it, I think. I said that before. Like he was hit with some sort of stick.
부러진 대걸레 자루도 찾았고.
Then we found a broken mop shaft.
여기까지가 처음 일어난
This is
상황.
probably what happened in the beginning.
뒤통수면
So Hyesung was facing away from the attacker, right?
방심하고 맞을 만한 놈은 아니었을 텐데.
But he wasn't the type of person who would be careless enough to do that.
그럼 치명상은
Then what was the fatal injury?
출혈이 심했던
Maybe he
건지도.
lost too much blood. She was the fatal injury.
그쪽도 확인해봤어.
They made it remarkably difficult to save him, Cortex, so you might be right. He checked
치명상은 뭐였고
what the fatal
어떻게
injury
입은
was
건지.
and how he received it.
아까 조사한 걸로는
What we saw. What was the fatal injury received by, and what was the cause? So the fatal injury itself was the side head wound. Oh, he hit the side. He got smacked, and his head flew into the pillar, and it cracked it. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
세면대 옆 기둥. 머리보다 조금 낮은데 크게 퍼진 핏자국이 있어.
The pillar next to the sink. That's where a large bloodstain at the height slightly lower than where his head would have been.
아무리 봐도
It
그건
isn't just a
피 같은
regular
자국은
blood
아니야.
splatter.
여기 부딪힌
Meaning his head actually hit it?
아마도
Guess so.
혜성이 옆머리엔 넓은 상처가 있었어.
Hyesung had a wide wound on the side of his head.
몸이 기울어진 채로
I think he hit his head hard against the pillar as he fell over to the side.
그게 심각했던 거군요.
It must have been severe.
혹시
Could it be that he just slipped? Oh, shut up, Inha.
치명상을 입을 만큼 세게
That
부딪힌 걸
wouldn't
설명할 수
explain
없어.
how he could hit his head so hard as to be fatal, bitch.
처음
Plus,
상처는
the first
분명히
wound was
누군가에게
clearly
맞은 거야.
inflicted by someone. Yeah, what the fuck? You mean he slipped?
정리하면
To summarize, the fatal injury was you, Ina. It was found on the side of the head.
세면대 옆 기둥.
The
거기가 문제였어.
pillar next to the sink. That was the cause of the fatal injury.
중심을 잃고 세게 부딪힌
I
것
think he
같아.
lost balance and hit his head against it.
다른 흔적은 없어.
There's no sign of
그
anything
한
else. That
번이
impact must have
결정적이었어.
been decisive.
뒤통수를 맞으면서
Do you think he bumped his head against it as he got hit on the back of his head?
직접 못 본 이상은
We can
추측할
only
수밖에
guess since we
없겠네요.
weren't there. Well, we weren't there, Sail, but you could have been there. Actually, I need to question y'all mofos because it could have been any of you, and I need to know what you know. Most importantly, Inha, where the F were you? If he was never in the dressing room, then what were you doing for the last 20 minutes? While we were chatting it up with Gyu Hyuk, and what's-his-face ran after you, and Ju Young, we have no idea what Ju-young was doing. It could have been any of you. I mostly trust Yu-hyuk. And I kind of trust Ju-young. And the other people, I'm just like, absolutely fucking not. You definitely had something to do with this. No, it was not me. I would never kill Hyesung. Excuse the idea from your mind, Kuroi. That is an act of perversion. I am an extra NPC, thank you. And I'm very playable, so that just makes me a PC. Ugh. You know what? Maybe this is a better timeline, right? The initial shock in our first playthrough where everything went to shit, Hyesung died and then everybody died, except for Inha, right? Now we get to explore how Hyesung dies and next time we save him. It's a natural progression, if you think about it. Right? Like, we could have saved him and then gone back to him dying. That would have been dumb, right? So, it's good that he's dead this time. Because this route is still fresh in our minds, see? I'm gonna take the lack of responses that you guys agree with me, thank you.
옮겨진 거겠죠. 청소함 칸으로.
Just stunned, really. Oh, hi, Dizza. No. It's only good that he's dead because of the chronology of routes and events. You still believe that he slipped? Alright, Thomas, you're under arrest. Take him away. Guess someone moved him to the storage area. They were talking about how Hyesung was dragged into the storage. So where's the blood?
맞아. 스스로 움직인 것 같진 않아.
Also, why would they drag him into the storage? That doesn't hide the body. Why did they drag him to storage? Right. Someone moved him.
우리가 발견했던 건
This is what we've discovered. Which clue indicates that Hyesung was moved? Well, obviously the blood splatter. Oh my god, Rosenlock. I cannot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you better be sorry. That was mean. Okay, it's gotta be this. I still don't know if he was killed. If he was killed in the central area, why is there a bloodstain on the inside of the storage room at his head height? That don't make any sense.
끌린 핏자국이었어.
Bloodstain extended from the center of the restroom to the storage area.
혜성이를 거기까지 끌고 들어간 것 같아.
That's how we know Hyesung was dragged into the storage
그거
area.
말곤 다른 흔적이 안
I don't see
보여.
any other trails of blood.
맥없이 끌려간 건가?
He didn't even fight back. Of course, he got hit in the head, bitch! What? Alright, I cannot with Inha. We are... Let's just convict her now.
의식이 없는 상태였던 것
He
같아.
must have been unconscious by then.
혜성이가 있던 청수함 칸 벽에 핏자국이 있었어.
There was a bloodstain on the wall inside the stall where we found him.
다음에
He
벽에
must have been
비디오
moved
녹음.
and leaned against the wall.
발견했을 땐 누운 자세였잖아.
But wasn't he lying down when you found him?
중심을 잃으면서 쓰러졌나 봐.
Oh. Wait. Wait. When was the most recent tremor? He fell over because of the tremor. Which means he was already dead before the tremor. That narrows the list of suspects to Gyu-hyuk and Inha. Why? Because after the tremor happened, Seil got nervous and went to look for Inha, and Ju-young didn't leave our sight until after. It's Inha. Straight up. No alibi. And you know what? I bet you Seil caught her and agreed to lie about it. And that's why he winds up dead. She literally kills him so he can't spill the beans. That is it. That is the Peggy conclusion. I've already solved the case. Or was it Gyu-hyuk vying for our love? So, we don't know who the last one to talk to Hye-sun was. It could have been Gyu-hyuk, or it could have been Inha. We have no way of knowing if Gyu-hyuk is telling the truth. I think he is. I think Gyu-hyuk is telling the truth, and Inha somehow got him to go to the bathroom and then killed his ass. He might have even said something to her like, I have to use the bath. I don't think he'd be that dumb, though. I don't know. Hi, Armin. But it has to be either Gyu-hyuk or Inha. That's it.
Already.
In other words, the attacker dragged Hye-sun to the stall and left him there. He was leaning against the wall, but soon fell to the floor. Was the attacker trying to hide him, so he wouldn't be discovered for a while? But I don't think that's the case, because the stall is all too clumsy. The attacker didn't close the door.
다른 의도가 있었던 걸까?
Think there was some other reason?
그냥 당황해서
Maybe
그런
the
걸지도
attacker
몰라.
was a little out of it. Yeah, I'm not positive why they moved him. Are you saying he didn't even fight back?
성격상
not like him.
놓친 게 있는
Are you
건
sure we didn't miss
아닐까요?
anything? They began to focus on the sites that Hye-sun didn't exist. Or the signs that Hye-sun didn't exist.
글쎄,
The way we see it. Which which indicates that he didn't at all. The tidy clothes and the watch. Well, okay, wait. The tidy clothes and... I guess the toilet stalls being empty? It could be really either of these. I'm gonna say the watch first, and we'll see. Except for his head, he looked fine otherwise. His clothes were tidy, nothing about him was disheveled. And also, the initial attack was to the back of the head. Maybe he was at ease when it happened. The watch looked untouched too, it looked rather clean. I checked it just in case, but it was left as is. Do you think it was wiped clean to remove any fingerprints? The clean watch indicates that there was no physical altercation. Hisung had 2 head injuries, and there were no other wounds. There's a chance he didn't even notice the attacker's presence. Think about the broken mop shaft. If you think about where we found it, it would have been swung from behind Hyesung. Ju-young groaned, looking pale. Maybe he wasn't even aware of the attack. No matter how you look at it, it brings us to a difficult conclusion. Hyesung was ambushed even before he had time to react. He was hit on the head with the mop, and then died when his head struck the pillar. The attacker dragged him into the storage area, and then they leaned Hyesung's body against the wall and disappeared. When and why did Hyesung go to the restroom? Why did Hyesung turn his back on his attacker? Where did the attacker come from? When did the attacker assault Hyesung? Where is the attacker hiding right now? These confusing thoughts made Do-yoon's head pound. What was more painful was the loss of Hyesung. Do-yoon groaned as the shards of shattered memories pricked at him like thorns. Your group. When did it happen? I'm more curious as to who did this. One thing is clear, we should all stick together from now on. They all gathered in one place, nervously exchanging glances. Maybe they began to suspect one another. Oh, weird. To go over each at least once. I want to hear everybody's alibi. Oh my god, I'm so invested! We have to start Among Us soon though, guys. Oh my god, this is such a fucking cliffhanger. We're gonna go to the next save point. I have something to say. Hyesung was ambushed by someone. It's pretty clear he was letting his guard down when it happened. All eyes were on Do-yoon. We need to at least figure out when this happened. Let's talk about what each one of us was doing after Hyesung went to the dressing room. A heavy silence filled the corridor. I agree with Do-yoon. This is Among Us, I know! Are you implying one of us attacked him? Ju-young, does it bother you? Of course it does. Look, we're growing restless only because we have no clues of what's going on. Once we get things straight, we might be able to reach a conclusion that pulls all of us in the clear. I'm hoping that would be the better result for us.
그럼 나도 언니랑 한도윤 말에 찬성이야.
Oh, that's cool. Me too. I also agree with Ju-young and Do-yoon. My head's about to burst. Let's get the facts straight. I don't want us to suspect one another. It was... Yeah. It was agreed that they should check their whereabouts before the attack, because it's all these characters,
도윤이 오고 혜성이를
except for
만나러 갔어요.
Alphonse.
중간에 진동이 있었고.
Can't save yet. I went to see Hyesung after Do-yoon came back. On the way, there was a tremor. Wait! Was there 2 tremors?
분장실에서 설득하다
Came back from
실패하고
the dressing room after failing to persuade Hyesung. But I can't remember exactly what time it was.
온 다음에 서혜성이
He wrote a post on
그롤이었잖아.
Fader after Gyu Hyuk had come back. Oh, that's a good point! Unless if it was set to autoplay.
그 직전으로 보면 되겠지.
I guess it happened right before that.
난 걔 그롤린 거
I
보고
went to the
중앙으로
central
들어갔어.
corridor after checking out his post.
규 오고 몇
It was
분인가
a few
지난
minutes
때였을
after
거고.
Gyu Hyuk had come back.
혼자 가니까
I was a little
쫄리긴
scared to go
하더라고.
alone, so I took my
일단
time
분장실
getting to the
앞까지
dressing
갔어.
room.
좀 이따 진동이
The tremor
지나갔고,
passed after a bit, but Hyesung wasn't in the
분장실
dressing
안에는
room.
전 이나 씨가 말한 진동 다음에
I went to the dressing room just
분장실로
after
갔어요.
that tremor.
5분이 채 안 걸렸을
It
거예요.
must have been less than 5 minutes because I nearly ran.
난 진동이 났을 때
I was with Gyu
기혁이랑
Hyuk and
도윤이랑
Do-yoon
같이
and
있었어.
when the tremor occurred,
상황이 꼬여서인지 갑자기
things got mixed up and I started to hyperventilate.
도윤이랑 얘기하다가
I was talking to Do-yoon when Ju-young disappeared
깜짝
suddenly.
놀랐어요.
I was already worried about her.
미안.
I'm sorry.
가라앉히려다가
I was trying to suppress it.
방법은 사람마다 조금씩
Everyone has
달라서.
their own way of dealing with panic attacks.
누나가 없는 걸 보고
I called
전화를
Ju-young
했었죠.
after finding out she was missing.
연결 안 되던
While
중에
I was trying to make the
사람들이
call,
다시
you guys
돌아왔죠.
came back.
세일이, 영희 누나,
Everyone, including Inha, Seil, and Ju-young.
그럼 정확한 시간은
So the exact time was...
내가 전화 건 시간을
Check the
보면
time I
될 거야.
called. Yoon had a rough picture of everyone's whereabouts. If they talked a little more, they might be able to get their timeline straight. Yoon continued again, going over the recent conversation in his head. Ooh! Alright, guys. I absolutely 100% wish we could keep playing, but this is when we do our Saturday night Among Us. So we have no choice. Tomorrow night, I'll do a long session of this, because this is getting good. I actually am kind of happy that we're gonna cap it for right now, because I'm very invested, and it'll make me look forward to doing tomorrow's segment. So, holy shit. We actually got to examine the body. Oh my goodness. Does it look like it's gonna be as long as VLR? I don't think so. But we'll see. There's no in-game flowchart, so it's hard to tell. Anyways, guys, give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, set up Among Us, and I'll be right back. Hey, Lisa.